What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 2 of the 21 Clues. I am Delthius. How's it going, guys? Hope y'all been having a great weekend, knocking out your 21 Clue stuff. I think the deadline for the matches is tomorrow, so if you still have a couple you need to get done, try to get that coordinated as soon as possible. Had a lot of fun with our silly episode 100 Foxy Arty Party tournament on Friday night with AV and a lot of you guys. That was a good time. What else? Not a whole lot going on here. Been playing a lot of modded Skyrim. I spent like a week getting that all put together, so now I can actually enjoy the fruits of my labor. Had a really fun D&D session last night, doing some DMing for my friends. And yeah, and here we are, Sunday, to enjoy some Tooth and Tail. Got some good matches lined up for you guys today. Let's take a quick look at what exactly is going on here. So we are doing the raid against Mishi to start things off. And how this works is Mishi's got 50 food here. He's got 3 lives. And there's 4 raiders that are coming after him. And the goal of the raiders is to knock down Mishi and take his food. So if the raiders end up killing Mishi, knocking out all 3 of his lives, they're going to split the 50 food amongst themselves. They're going to get 12 each. And the goal to complete the Common Folk Challenge as a raider is to have the most food. So that's essentially what's going on here. These guys are able to raid Michi based on figuring out that he was a hoarder from their clues in Phase 2. And then after that, we are going to go into the KSR challenge against the assassin Big Pimpintosh. So yeah, I think we're all ready to get started here. Let me make sure everything is working properly on my end. Will we get more content for the game? So Andy's working on a new game at the moment, but there is a lot of interesting content. Mainly the content is community based at this point, like crazy events like this. Definitely check out the Discord. There's always some guys cooking up interesting events. There's some nice custom maps, that sort of thing. So yes, sir. All right, or ma'am. Let's get into this. Match number 1 here. We're going to go into Melvin Fro raiding Mishi. Let's see what happens. Alright, in the bottom we've got Mishi. His opponent to the left, Melvin Fro. Okay, I like seeing the double tier 3 here. Wolf from both sides, cams and lizards as well. This map is a little crazy since most of the map is basically this bottom to the left area here. And then the top is just kind of like some sneaky extra bases. Like Mishi's got a nice little pocket base right here. And meanwhile, Melvin, if this goes on to... Well, I guess both players would end up with 4 mills. I actually like Mishi's spawn in a little bit better here, especially because Mishi has barbed wire. So it'd be nice to like kind of place you don't have to create that entire barbed wire wall. Oh, look at this. Hold that thought. Mishi going for the 5 farm double here with warrens placed very aggressively. That is a little bit more risky than normal, placing your warrens so far forward like this. The benefit is, of course, you have this smaller rush distance to really get out here in time. But the problem is, if this gets held off, Melvin can do a counterattack, and those warrens are very unprotected. But here we go, 2 squirrels coming in. And looks like they're going to be able to knock out this corner pig. Nice positioning there by Mishi. And this is already rough stuff here for Melvin. He scouted, but he didn't quite get units out in time to defend that. And that was a really smart play for Mishi because of this map, because the rush distance is so short. It's one of those things like... Even if you scouted it, there's a good chance you're just not going to have units up in time. And Mishi really exacerbated that here with his warren placement right on the edge of his territory. So that was pretty cool. I mean, back in the day, we saw guys like Chip from Space open up with a 5 farm warren, like safe, to prevent that kind of thing. And you know, that's not an unwarranted opening, especially in situations like this. And, you know, maybe not against Mishi. I don't think Mishi's super known for aggression like that, but maybe if you're teeing off against somebody like Dino or the Child who like to mix in things like that more often, getting that 5-farm safety Warren, again, hasn't been popular lately, but just some food for thought there. You might want to consider that on short rush distance maps to prevent that kind of thing. So Mishi's going to follow this up with some camps here. Melvin is going to get the scout, and so far, so good for Mishi. He's getting ahead on tech. He got some nice damage in already. Melvin's going to follow up with his own cams, and they're going to be about 20 seconds behind the Chameleons of Mishi. Ooh, even going up to double cams. Double cams is very, very strong if you can kind of get away with it, but that's a lot of economic investment. It's not really the time that's the issue, because both Warrens replaced, pretty quickly to each other. But the problem is he's just not going to have any units for a little while those are coming out. And I love this little bit of barbed wire here from Mishi. Not going overboard, but throwing down a little bit here on the front line. And going to go ahead and macro up as well, so Mishi's really just kind of getting more ahead this game. Melvin's trying to get something done with this cam, but kind of comes back for now. And I think this is wise for Melvin. You got to kind of match your opponent, even if you're a little bit behind on the economy. I feel like this is pretty smart. Otherwise, you're just going to be forced all in. But Mishi trying to be sneaky with these cams here. Going to try to grab a pig or something. Oh, but a little bit of misplay, and the Chameleon goes down. That's exactly what Melvin needed. Ooh, and Melvin's actually going to go for a counterattack on the back of this. This could seriously get a lot of damage done here. He's got to focus down Mishi's cams first. He's got 4 Chameleons here. 4 Chameleons in small armies like this is just insane. And he even re-stealths 3 of them. And he's just going to go home. That was really good for Melvin. I thought this was just going to be a straightforward Mishi victory, to be perfectly honest. But Melvin punching back here. And he's in a fantastic position. I would even say he's in the lead at this point. But Mishi's not too far behind, and Mishi's definitely still in this. Game is not over yet. And this is a good way to try to keep in it, is making sure your economy is nice and thick. Oh, but Mishi's out scouting. These Chameleons are going to be able to get in and snipe a pig for free. Nicely done again. Good plays here by Melvin. Man, Melvin is one of those guys that he's a really strong player. Like, to be perfectly frank, I've kind of underestimated him a little bit. Most of the time when I tee off against him on the ladder, he beats me. And I don't think I need to convince you guys any further. He's going toe-to-toe with Mishi here, arguably one of the greatest of all time. Nice little snipe there on the pig from Mishi. So, Milligas in the chat, like, Tooth and Tail's a really fun RTS because it's kind of distilled. It's got a lot of the overarching principles of RTS are there, but it's a bit more casual. It's got a lower skill ceiling than a lot of other RTSs. It's not mechanically demanding. You can play it with a controller, and it's really short and fast paced. When I was at TwitchCon with Andy, talking to people about Tooth and Tail a few years ago, I would make the comparison. It's kind of like Hearthstone to Magic the Gathering. Is like StarCraft to Tooth and Tail. But anyways, Melvin's coming in here again. Or I'm sorry, Mishi's attacking this time, and he's got the snakes. A nice variant into the comp here to help deal with the Chameleons. But overall, that trade was fairly even. Melvin just going crazy on this tier 2. And did Mishi ever scout the tier 3 is the question. He did. He knows the wolf is coming, and that's probably why he tried to push out earlier. Like, the wolf plus the Chameleons makes such a good combination. Yeah, the big thing with Tooth and Tail is just the competitive scene, like playing online with people. Being in the Discord's really important. Knowing about the events going on, pinging people to play some games with you. Alright, the wolf is here. This is looking good for Melvin. Can Mishi defend is the question. He's got a couple snakes. You know, maybe he can try to micro in there and get the target fire on the wolf with those snakes to try to take it down. But that's kind of a tall order, to be honest. Easier said than done. And here we go. Melvin Fro's not messing around anymore. He's got a lot of the buffs on the chameleons. The chameleons are taking a lot of poison stacks. Good poison micro there from Mishi, but it's not going to be enough. Melvin is just busting his way through. The chameleons doing their job, being that tanky, bruisey unit on the front line. Melvin losing a lot, actually, and going to be forced to retreat, but he keeps his tier 3 alive. That's kind of the big overarching spot here. And the difference going on, I kind of didn't notice for a minute, is Mishi's actually got this third base up and running. So yeah, Mishi took a good amount of damage there. But it might not actually matter because Mishi's economy is just so far ahead. You know, is Melvin aware of the third base? Yeah, he is. He's kind of aware of it. Like, he's seen a farm in a weird way. Like, it's on his mini-map that there's a farm there. So even though he hasn't scouted the gristmill per se, he's got to know. So Melvin's either got to make something happen or kind of pull back and get his own third base up and running. And he's just going to continue forward. And again, Mishi took a bad trade earlier, and this time, I don't know if the extra economy that he's got is really going to be enough. Maybe he lost too many Warrens on that frontal attack. Melvin is going to get this second base down, but really the big thing is the third base, but too much damage is dealt. Melvin taking a life off Mishi here. Very nicely done. And, you know, I think what this really comes down to is, you know, and I'm guilty of this as well. A lot of guys who kind of pop in for the events. You know, Mishi's one of these players that really put in a lot of work back in, like, 2018 to become really, really good. And now he just kind of pops in for the events, you know. And we all know Mishi and know that he's so great. But you've got guys like Melvin who are laddering. Like, Melvin's playing all the time, you know. So he's a lot more practiced. So it's kind of an interesting matchup, in my opinion. Like, I don't think Mishi really practiced a lot for this, you know, where Melvin is constantly playing games, and it's paying off for him. Okay, let's hop into the next one. All right, at the bottom left we got Melvin, and over to the right, Mishi. All right, Melvin's running the Wolf Fox here. That's what I enjoy to play as well. I actually normally run very similar comp to what Melvin has. I don't typically go Falcon. I'll try to run like Skunk or Snake, you know, but I feel like the Falcon in that composition is a little bit of the dealer's choice. You can swap that out for a lot. I think the Squizzard Cam Wolf Fox is what's pretty important there. So I'd be interested to see how well this does. Meanwhile, Mishi is running a very standard, tried and true setup, something similar to what Airlu normally runs. And let's see how this plays out. This map is a little wonky for Melvin. He's gonna have to kind of plant his flag over here on the right, but that's pretty darn close to where Mishi is, and I think either one of these players could make a bold move by taking either one of these two mills, because then you're directly threatening the mill of your opponent. Whereas if you take this back mill, you know, you're a little bit safer, but you're in trouble if the opponent gets this closer mill first, if that makes sense, because now it's going to be a little more difficult to get your own mill that's a little closer to the center. And this one base over to the side is kind of like whoever has the better map control can maybe sneak that one out. So quick snakes here from Mishi. Snakes are kind of the trademark Mishi unit. It's one of those, you know, I really respect guys who do that with the units. I'm kind of similar with the Fox, and a lot of people are like that. You know, Jacoby and Tosh really like their Badgers. But people, and snakes are perfectly fine right now. They're in my opinion, but you know, just one of those things where it's like, regardless of the meta, I'm going to try to make this unit work, if that makes sense. So yeah, so Mishi's taking this more forward mill. I think this is the correct play with the analysis I was talking about earlier, because this really threatens Melvin's third. And look at this, Mishi being very aggressive. Gonna go ahead and plant some Warrens here, so he's all in with this position. He's really gonna try to get this contain going. If this fails, he's either gonna lose these Warrens or have to sell these Warrens, which is gonna be a huge tempo hit. Because his production of tier 1, which is supposed to be very fast, is gonna be delayed. And this snake opening is nice. It's designed to try to deal with the cams. And look at this. Snakes have very, very strong poking potential. Snipe that Warren for free. And the snakes, if they get the right tags on those chameleons, can really help the fight go in Mishi's favor. He's also got a couple mines here. And Melvin is trying to get up to a lot of tier 2 at the moment. I don't know if I agree with that. I think like Squizzard would be really strong against this composition. You know, lizards are great against snakes, or tier 1 in general, because it's like the snakes are overkilling. You know, they're not really getting all their value from this poison. You really want to be poisoning like tier 2 and tier 3 targets, ideally. But Melvin's holding on, and he's starting to build more and more Squizzard up. I like that. I think that's correct. Especially when he's so pressured. But the problem is this poke from Mishi. Like, he's got to get his lizards out front, I think, and try to chase down those snakes when they come in. And, you know, even if they hit the mines, as long as too many don't die, yeah, you really just don't want the tags to end up on the Falcons. Like, the snakes are very oppressive. Mishi's going to be getting value. But you just want to make sure he's killing tier 1 and not your tier 2. Almost got that snake there. But this is going so well for Mishi. He's even snuck out some farms, and honestly, that might be the nail in the coffin here. Because now Melvin's in a very bad spot. It went to, like, hey, he's got to take a couple good engagements, he's got to break out of this, but now he's got to get so much done. Because these extra few farms from Mishi are really going to allow him to ramp up a lot of tier 1 production here, and make breaking out of this that much harder. And Mishi doesn't even have to take amazing trades as long as he doesn't take too much damage. You know, Melvin can win fights, but hey, my economy's, you know, 30-40% stronger than yours, so I can just get more and more units out faster. So Mishi's continuing to this poke, and again, you know, Melvin just really needs to use his lizards to buffer against these snakes. And he's gonna attack in, once again, a lot of these squirrels wasting fire on the Warrens. But it looks like he might be breaking through. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a lot of lizards left, which really help deal with these snakes. Because they're so fast, it's hard to kite them. That almost went good for Melvin. Like, that went pretty okay, but the problem was he didn't kill those snakes. Like, he's just got to kill the snakes because they take so long to build. It's a big tempo hit. But again, the problem is these extra farms here. Like, Melvin is just falling behind in economy, especially because we passed that 5-minute mark, so the difference is even larger now. And this honestly might be checkmate. You know, Mishi did a really good job of containing Melvin, keeping the pressure on. And this is kind of Melvin's final stand here. Gonna tap out. Mishi saying, I don't think so, nerd. You're not gonna take my meat that easily. Okay, Melvin down to 1 life, but hey man, Melvin already did his job, you know. Melvin knocked a life off Mishi, so if all the other raiders do that, then they win. So anything extra here, if Mishi, I mean, if Melvin gets another kill, I mean, that's just, you know, icing on the cake, in my opinion. I think this is already a nice victory here for Melvin. And in the bottom, we've got Melvin, rocking the same deck, and over to the top right, Mishi. Now, this is such a short rush distance map. You know, I really wouldn't hate to see that safety Warren. To kind of counter, you know, that possibility of a very fast rush, but you know, maybe not necessary. It does slow you down a little bit. And what's nice too about just throwing down that 5 farm Warren is you can kind of poke and prod your opponent if they go for 8 farms, you know, and you're not super far behind in economy. But It's not popular anymore. Again, it was an old school kind of chip from space thing. It used to be a lot more prevalent when we had the original moles, and mole rushes were such a big deal. Because if you didn't go for that 5-farm Warren, yeah, see, this is exactly what I was talking about. If Melvin would have went for a 5-farm Warren, he would have units out right now, and he'd be safe. But this is just a double bluff from Mishi. You got to be a little careful about doing this kind of thing, because if Melvin says, you know what, screw it, I'm going to keep my Warrens up, he can come in and attack, and that's exactly the move he's going to make. So yeah, so back in the day, you know, 8-farm opening would just straight up lose to mole rushes, like in the old school DJ Soak Molin days. So you kind of had to go 5-farm Warren, and with the mole rework and all the different tweaks over the years, it's kind of fallen out of popularity. Melvin gonna come back home, and this is actually a little bit bad for him. He would have liked to get something done, you know, with that attack. You know, denying a Warren, maybe taking a 2-for-1 with squirrels. I mean, getting a pig would have been amazing. But Mishi was ready, and Melvin didn't want to put the whole game on that engagement. So it'd be nice if Melvin could get something done with these units, since he did delay his economy a little bit to get them out. You know, maybe knock out these campfires and get those going, get a little bit of extra food cooking. But it looks like he's gearing up for a very, very big tier 1 attack, and this might work out because Mishi is opening very greedy. You know, he's going for a fast tier 2. He's going for a fast economy. Ooh, is Melvin aware of that mine? Looked like he was trying to move. No, Melvin, don't go home. Ugh. Yeah, I feel like Melvin, if he really went in, he could have at least taken the gristmill, because the skunks weren't out yet. Now he's got a single skunk, but Squizzard's actually pretty good against skunk. However, I think Mishi's kind of maybe okay at this point. He's got nice positioning on his units. He's got these Warrens here for the defense. So Melvin kind of missed that window. And again, it wasn't a super cut and dry window. You know, that could have went bad for Melvin. I love this, though. Gonna definitely get some value here. Ooh, going for 3 pigs. Really greedy. That might have been too much, because now Mishi can counterattack. If he would have taken just 1 pig, he would have been able to get out with a few more units. But he's got a lot at home, and this cabin, unfortunately, is going to be a little bit of a nuisance here. But he's going to come in, and he just needs to target fire down the skunks with the lizards here. Yeah, nicely done. Mishi should back off on that. And that was a very good victory for Melvin. Killing the skunk there was huge value. And killing all the farms, and having enough lizards come home to not just die to Mishi's counterattack. I'd really love to see Melvin get rid of this cabin, though. Like, that thing is just going to pop at his units. There's no reason to take that extra damage. Knock that sucker out. See what I mean? Yeah, just get rid of it, man. He's trying to micro to not lose any units. Nicely done. So Mishi rocking up to 4 skunks here. I think if Melvin starts spamming lizards, that might be the answer. Melvin does have the better economy since he did kill those few pigs, but he needs to make sure to keep putting more farms on his base. I'd love to see like 3 more farms on his second, and then just a whole bunch of lizard warrens. But he's going to come in here again and try to get something done with these lizards. I don't think it's going to happen as well this time around. Like, cams would be nice, but I don't think he's got time for it. Yeah, and he's floating so much food, and I don't think this is the right play, unfortunately. These chameleons are just going to take a full minute to hit the board here if they're not supply blocked at all. And Mishi's caught up on economy. He's even in the economic lead. You know, I feel like Melvin really just needed to build a whole bunch of lizards here to try to hold this off. Like, Mishi is not messing around. He is coming in hard and heavy, even getting the mines here. And these chameleons are just going to be too slow. You know, imagine if Melvin had an extra 6 or 7 lizards at this point. You know, if Mishi gets the second base, that's probably game. Mishi even has the pigeons here to help heal these skunks up on the front lines. And the cams are starting to hit the board. But is it going to be enough? His skunk gas is also pretty nice against the cams. You know, because they re-stealth and they still take that poison damage. Yeah, Melvin knows what's up. He's going to tap out. So some good games there. I think he put up a nice fight. But keep in mind, I still kind of consider that a victory for Melvin. Because he got a life. And again, if everybody does that, they win. So we got Rush coming up next. Let me modify my little scoreboard here. So Rush is also going to get 2 lives. And this is based on the handicap system through KML. Alright, so we saw 3 games, so we're on game number 4 here. Let's take a look. Rush is a newer player, I believe. Oh, Pigeon Rush. Why was I thinking somebody else named Rush? Anyways, in the bottom we've got Pigeon Rush, and up top, Mishi. Yeah, no, Pigeon Rush has been here for a long time. Cool deck coming out of Pigeon Rush. I always love to see people try to make ferrets work. I think ferrets are a little bit weak in the current meta. Quite frankly, I just feel like snakes do the ferrets' job better than the ferrets, and the snakes also do other jobs as well. So it's like, why go ferrets when you can poke at their buildings with snakes, and you can also poison units? And yeah, ferrets do have that nice range, but most of the time their attacks are going to miss. So yeah, so let's see what these guys bring to the table. This map isn't looking the best for Mishi. And he's going to start things off with the Mole Rush. And Pigeon sees it. So really what they need to do is just build a Warren back here. And then sell off this. Now, the modern moles are really only good against structures. Oh, doesn't quite sell that one off at times. So Mishi getting a little bit of value there. And he's actually going to keep the moles here. Ooh, good job from Pigeon baiting that mole. Oh, wait, no, I think that was just a bad rally from Mishi. So killing a mole, but not the end of the world. What's the problem, though, is this squirrel's going to come up. Man, I wonder why Mishi didn't sell off that Warren. That's a really big mistake, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, Pigeon Rush made a mistake, too, losing 30 food on that pig, but, I mean, that was really bad from Mishi. So this is a nice start here for Rush, and Rush being the underdog in this match, it's really what he needed. So Pigeon Rush is going to try to take this expansion over here. This map is a little bit awkward for Pigeon Rush 2, but you can't complain when you got 4 mills right here. That's very nice. It's much more difficult. Yeah, Mishi's just trying to school on this nerd. He's showboating a little bit here with the fast tier 3, and he's going to get away with it so far. Pigeon Rush did not get the scout off. And I wonder if Pigeon Rush is really thinking about food counts. That's something very top level players will do. You know, when you come in as scout and it's like, yeah, you didn't see the tier 3, but he's got to know based on what he's got, you know, hey, Mishi's missing money. Where's that money at? And Pigeon Rush is going straight up to 16 farms, which some people argue is the answer to tier 3, but Mishi coming in the side that is totally undefended here and just getting so much damage in. But the big problem is this Badger that's on the way. Oh, Mishi's commander died. I mean, does Mishi even know? Yeah, he knows about the expansion. Like, Mishi's got good enough micro, and Pigeon Rush doesn't have any hard counters to the Badger. He really doesn't have any good answers to the Badger at all, besides maybe his wolf or his own Badger. So Mishi's probably gonna just end the game with this. Let's take a look. You know, really you want something like lizards or snakes. Snakes ideally. But lizards can also work too. To deal with a badger from your opponent. Alright, Mishi's coming in, and here's the surprise Badger, and I just don't think Pigeon Rush is going to really have anything to deal with this. He's trying to get up to his own whoop. He's got a few units put together, but the Badger is just such a powerful unit. Oh man, he's targeting it down. It gets pretty low. But Mishi ain't going to lose that thing. He's just going to back up. He's already dealt a lot of damage here. But the big thing for Mishi is keeping that Badger alive. Mishi is floating a lot of food, just gonna come home, throw down some more farms, throw down some moles, let's go. And he already kind of dealt, he's already put Pigeon Rush in check, you know, like, taking out that second base that was fully saturated. That's pretty much the killing blow. Pigeon Rush has got one more chance. He's got one shot. Knees weak, arms heavy, mom spaghetti here. But, I mean, he's just going to have to totally kill Mishi's entire army, including the Badger. So, and I just don't think that's going to happen, so. Good match here. Pigeon Rush getting the better end of the early game. Maybe Mishi didn't sell the Mole Warren out of a mistake or disrespect. You know, Mishi also went for a tier 3 rush build. So, some showboating going on there. But hey, we're putting on a show, right? So might as well have a couple boats. Nice win there from Mishi. And it was a little unfortunate of a match for Pigeon Rush. It always feels bad when you get caught off guard by a Badger. So. Okay. Let's see if Rush can take a life from Mishi in game number 5 here. Okay, in the bottom we've got Pigeon Rush. No squirrels. Up top we got Mishi. Both players with some silly comps here. Neither player was squirrels, but Lizard Toad is like actually a thing. Lizard Toad is kind of one of those... you need to practice with it. You need to have good micro, but I think Lizard Toad is competitive. Ooh, Mishi with the 4 farm double. However, just straight up moles with no pigeons. This isn't something we typically see, so I don't know if this is like a Pigeon Rush specialty. But my knee-jerk reaction is this is no bueno. Here comes Mishi with the single lizard. Gonna come in on the corner pig. Wait for his buddy. Okay, gonna trade a lizard for a pig. Not bad, but at the same time, Pigeon Rush coming in with the moles. The problem is moles are just not that great against alive pigs. The moles really want to take advantage of knocking out building pigs from your opponent. And Pigeon Rush, I don't think was aware. Oh no, he didn't know about the lizards coming in. But yeah, this is going to be a short and sweet game. Nice little victory here from Mishi. Just not quite the right response from Pigeon Rush to deal with this 4-farm double. Very aggressive opening here. Mishi's not messing around, man. He's a PhD. He's a doctor now. His time is worth a lot of money. He's like, I'm gonna knock this out in 2 minutes. Let's go. You know, good attempt here from Pigeon Rush. It's always rough. It's easy to talk smack or whatever, but Mishi's such a strong player. Good job on the attempt, my dude. Alright, we've got Airlu coming up next. Now, Airlu's not getting a handicap here. Airlu's just starting out on 1 life. And Airlu is really strong. You know, I think these guys are very evenly matched. If anything, I would probably say Airlu is stronger than Mishi. Again, just because Airlu practices a lot and Mishi doesn't. You know, Airlu's on the ladder all the time, where Mishi typically just kind of hops on for events. Gosh, am I on 6 or 7? I think I'm on 7, but let me check 6 just so I don't end up skipping a game. Okay, we are on 6. Yes. Yep. This is correct. So in the bottom, we've got Mishi. And up top, Airlu. Alright, let's see how these players want to do it. Airlu, no surprise here, going with a lot of tier 2. Airlu's a very mid-game player. I think his strengths is knowing how to exploit weaknesses in their opponent's builds. He's kind of practiced enough to say, okay, you know, you went double tier 2 at this time, so I can build, you know, these units and come in and hit you. Or you took a couple too many farms, I can do this and that, etc. 8 farm openings here from both sides. Not a whole lot to say just yet. This map's actually fairly balanced. Short rush distance, kind of a these kind of flaunt. I would be really surprised if either player took these mills early on. I think the better move is to expand to the side. Airlu taunting with the mole rush here, but gonna pack it up and go home. Just because this is very, very all in, and against a strong opponent, you need to be careful about doing that sort of thing. And as we can see, Airlu just wants to take that side base for now. Yeah, this map is like crazy even. You know, the only difference, it's a little Mishi favored, but in ways that probably won't matter. Mishi gets this extra mill, and he also gets this extra cabin, but most of the time people don't take cabins anymore. Like, which is kind of surprising to me, because when I was playing a lot, cabins would like decide games, you know. But the modern meta, most of the time cabins are just ignored. Now, Airlu's coming in with a big tier 1 attack here off the back of seeing that tier 2. But it's a little bit late. Mishi's already got the snake out, and the snake can sit here and just get so much damage done. Airlu doesn't want to risk the game on an all-in. And nice defense from Mishi. And Mishi's actually going to go on the aggression here. Already killing a pig. Airlu couldn't get the cancel. And Mishi can just kite with these snakes. Let the squirrels kind of hold their ground. And he's got so much distance to chase back. Yeah, this is really rough. You gotta have something like lizards, you know, against snakes. So far, Airlu just staying on that tier 1. I think he's hoping to kind of bridge the gap with Eco here. However, Mishi's staying up to date on farms as well. Ooh, Mishi's thinking, okay, maybe I've got some breathing room here. I can get out some chameleons, and this is going to put Mishi in a phenomenal spot. You know, Airlu really hasn't found the opportunity to tech yet. And when Mishi's up 2 sets of tier 2, you know, that is maybe just too much. Going for Falcons here, which is not a move I really understand. I wouldn't think the Falcons are very good against snakes. Or chameleons, for that matter. But Airlu trying to set up that cam Falcon, I suppose. Have the cams and the moles on the front. Let the Falcons deal damage at the back. And so far, this is going great for Mishi. He's got the tech advantage. He got a lot of value out of all the skirmishes that have happened so far, thanks to kiting with his snakes. But Airlu's definitely still in this. The match is still kind of close. Yeah, Mishi just with the slight advantage here. Airlu would love for some units to die to mines. Nice job by Mishi clearing up those mines with different tier 2. And since they're all reptiles, they're going to regenerate very fast. But this game is still anyone's match. Airlu's getting some breathing room. Now, this is the big kicker here. Mishi continuing to try to harass. moving around with his cam snake. But what Mishi's really trying to do is keep Araloo away from his main base. You know, Mishi's trying to get away with this wolf. He doesn't want Araloo to see it and know to attack in, or know to, you know, to sit back and take the proper steps, knowing an enemy wolf is incoming. And here we go. Araloo's just gonna go for it. Did he ever scout the wolf warren? He did not. Smashing through so far. Last snake is dropping down. The wolf is supply blocked, and he really doesn't want to be spending 180 food on that anyways. Armies trade, and Araloo also ends up taking out some structures, so nice victory here for Araloo. Even manages to get home with one of his falcons. It's always nice. You know, so nice point there for Araloo. Maybe that kind of evens things back out, you know, from Mishi having the better engagements earlier on. And now he knows about this tier 3. I think he actually saw it earlier, but he maybe wasn't able to see which tier 3 it was. So that's the big kicker, though, is that Mishi will have the wolf coming out next, and he's got 4 cams to buff up with it. So again, I think that fight kind of evened the match out, maybe even put Araloo in the advantage. But the wolf is a very strong tier 3. It might be enough to push Mishi over the edge in an engagement. This is a fun game. This is definitely a good one. I guess that's what you would expect, though. You know, both these guys, very top-level players. Nice harassment with Araloo here. Oh my gosh. He doesn't go for the farms. Ah, he doesn't quite get the gristmill. That was a good pullback, though. It's really difficult to do that correctly, and typically you got to be a bit more conservative because you don't want those units to die. You know, Araloo's not there actually seeing what was going on. I think he maybe could have got the mill and lost like a cam, but you know, you want to kind of pull back when your units are under fire. All right, Araloo's gonna smash in here. Gets a snake immediately. That's a nice start, but Mishi's got 6 chameleons here, and he's got a wolf. Lots of falcons in the air, though, and Mishi's just relying on squirrels to be able to target those. However, Mishi does have defender's advantage. More reinforcements going out. And Mishi does clean up shop. However, he loses his wolf, but Mishi knows he's got a good opportunity to counterattack here. Araloo's got a lot of tier 2 warrens. Those are going to take a long time to reinforce. He really doesn't have a lot of tier 1 warrens, which is what you need in this situation to quickly build more units. Mishi charging forward here. And Araloo is going to be able to muster up just enough to hold this off. Not before Mishi picks off a couple pigs, though, and gets some nice value. Surprised Mishi's saving up for another wolf here. Yeah, he's going to go down on tier 2. I guess 6 cams is reasonable. You don't really need 8. A little bit of a blundered attack here from Araloo. Mishi cleaning up shop there. Killing 2 or 3 cams and a falcon. That was real rough for Araloo. Mishi's in a super good spot now. You know, these last few engagements have gone Mishi's way. And he's got the wolf cooking. You know, this is, in my book, I think Mishi wins from here. But let's see if Araloo can make something happen. Mishi a bit ahead on those 3rd base. Araloo does have a 4th base opportunity here. But the double-edged sword of Araloo's composition here is, yeah, he's got a nice cavalcade of tier 2. He's got a lot of choices, but when the game goes too long, he doesn't have that powerhouse tier 3 unit to really round things out with. So he's going to go ahead and take the 4th. And I think that's smart from Araloo. He's probably not going to be happy to see Mishi has so many farms already building on his 4th base, but he's got a whole squad of chameleons here sneaking about. I wonder if he's just trying to set up the flank. You know, really what Erlu needs is the game to delay a little bit, let his own 4th base get going. Ooh, some mines go off. Erlu's definitely where Mishi's moving around with his cams, and Erlu's just going to go for the backstab here. Ooh, what's Mishi gonna do about this? He's not really in the best position to counterattack, but man, Erlu! Oh my god. 8 cams just coming in here and killing every Warren. Damn, dude. Lost a single cam to get all that damage done. Wow. But keep in mind, man, Mishi's got such a strong economic lead. He's got the wolf. Really, all Mishi needs to do is throw down a lot of tier 1 Warrens. But big value. Unfortunately, that didn't really affect the standing army of Mishi. Mishi's gonna deny this 4th. It's so crazy when you get this many chameleons running around that are stealthed, you know? Like, the stealth mechanic is fun and cool when it's like 2 cams, but when you get up to like 11 cams running around stealth, it's just crazy. And here we go. Erlu moving in here. Not all of his units are here, though. It was mainly just his chameleons. Maybe he thought he had more cams than Mishi, but that was not the case. Mishi has more cams. Mishi's got the wolf. And Mishi just obliterates there. And yeah, I think this one might be wrapping up here shortly. Some great plays from Erlu. Really cool match. But the big kicker was Mishi getting this 4th base up. You know? Erlu's kind of just getting out economied here. Mishi can zap Brannigan at this point, as I say. Just throw units in. No regard to their life. Yeah, I was thinking about going ×2. This is GG. Erlu needs a complete miracle. Maybe if all those cams step on those 4 mines, man. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Oh, gonna try to bait it back. He gets some decent connections, but not all the mines even went off, and this is just gonna be a nice victory there for Mishi. Okay, that was game 6. So we're on game 7. I'm terrible at that kind of thing, trying to keep track of this. Okay, so that means we've just got Cyanide left. Cyanide gets 2 lives. So 2 lives for both players. This is it. All the Raiders are counting on Cyanide here. Let's see it. Let's see the new underdog. The new hero. On the right, we've got Mishi. Rocking that already. And over the bottom left, we got Cyanide. Now, one thing Cyanide's got going for him is Mishi likes to flex on players he believes, you know, rightly so, that he's much better than. You know, we saw that in the games with Pigeon Rush, you know, rushing a tier 3, leaving the Mole Warren up, you know, those sorts of things. And this time around, Mishi is bringing out the artillery cannon. So what do you do if you're Cyanide, you know? I kind of agree with gentlemen in chat. Like, I'd like to see some memes. I'd like to see him do something crazy. And his deck is a little bit crazy here. But not really, I guess. I mean, Lizard Toad, I think, is acceptable. It's just kind of difficult to use. It looks like he's trying to rush, but Mishi's just right on top of it. You know, he's got owls, which we haven't seen today. And he's got turrets as well, which we normally don't see. You know, Mishi's got snakes and chameleons, both good units against turrets, and I think that's kind of why we don't see turrets a whole lot. You know, moles and chameleons and snakes all do great against them. You know, ferrets as well, but again, ferrets just aren't really meta units at the moment. But Mishi's got Artie. Mishi's even going for a fast chameleon. You know, if Cyanide just holds down the lizard button, you know, this could be a problem for Mishi. He's definitely going to come in here and at least kill a pig. Ooh, he really wants that. Oh, that's super unfortunate. He committed to that second pig, but he didn't quite get it. You know, he either needed to take that first pig basically for free and run away, or really make sure that second pig went down. And now Mishi's getting the chameleons up. Pretty good units against lizards, especially with the squirrels backing them up. I want to see the Mishi flex, though, man. Where's the proxy mill Artie? So far, Mishi's just playing a pretty standard aggressive opening. He went for a fast cam. He got punished for it, but he didn't straight up die. Cyanide trying to get up to some skunks. But skunks are not going to do well in this situation with chameleons here. Yeah, and these turrets are just going to go down immediately. Ooh, Cyanide's also going to lose an engagement there. And now Mishi's just coming in, maybe for the kill. Lots and lots of damage done there. Was that 4 pigs? 3 pigs? I can't count. 3 pigs. 2 turrets. Favorable trades. Skunk. And yeah, Cyanide's just going to have to tap at that point. Rough stuff. Again, you know, Mishi, one of the best players. The nice try there from Cyanide. I like the idea of trying to get in early with the lizards. Was that match 8? Let me see. No, this is match 8. Okay. So on the left, we've got Mishi. And over the right, Cyanide trick. Yeah, boy. Oh, my God. What is this deck? Oh, man. Cyanide trick. I really hope you win this game, brother. No tier 1. Pigeons don't really count. How do you open? You just build some ferrets? Oh, shoot. Here comes a proxy, but at the same time, Mishi opening up with the double mole rush. Couple mines here, and again, the moles are not good at attacking pigs that are alive. They really want to attack pigs that are building. Get some value out of those moles. But with absolutely nothing here to defend, these moles will get something done on these pigs. I think Cyanide, man, well, I don't know if he's close enough. Like, do you just build a balloon over at Mishi? I think if you ignore this, though, Mishi's moles will eventually kill everything. Because he's got double mole warren, so once you get like 6 of them put together. Ooh, no, Cyanide, you're a little too close there. Meanwhile, Mishi's coming in. And this looks to be it. Very unfortunate. I wanted to see what Cyanide had up his sleeve for this. Nicely done by Mishi. Okay, so Mishi holds on to his meat. The Raiders will not be able to take it. So congratulations to Mishi. And some really cool games there. Alright, that brings us to the next challenge here. So, here's how this one works. Let me do that. And a little bit of this. And a little whoop. Alright, so the goal is, so basically during the clues phase, any of the players who figured out that the assassin was Tosh are now going up against him. And, you know, the ordering depended on head start priority, probably with a few other factors. So order actually is important here, because whoever takes the last life wins the challenge and becomes one of the 4 people to qualify into the semifinals, into the actual, you know, into this tournament. So that means Ziggy did the best. And so if Ziggy just beats Tosh 3 times, then it's over and Ziggy wins the challenge. Does that make sense? So I'm down here in number 8. That means the best thing that could happen for me would be if all these guys lose to Tosh, however they get Tosh down to 1 life, and then I walk in and then just finish Tosh off. You know what I'm saying? So that's how this works. We're going to start off with Ziggy versus Tosh. Let me get that set up. Bam. A little bit. Oh. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then we've got Ziggy. What do I call Ziggy? Is there like a proper detective? Yeah, detective. Okay, yeah, give me a 1 minute break, guys, and then we'll hop into the KSR challenge. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Okay. Looks like everything's good. All good. We ready to roll? You guys ready? I'm ready. We're going to start things off with Ziggy vs. Tosh. Let's hop into it. In the bottom, we've got Mr. Ziggy. And to the top, Big Pimpin' Tosh. Rocking that owl woof. Really cool to see. Little light on the tier 1 here to make room for the barbed wire and that double tier 3. And meanwhile, Ziggy is running a more standard split, I'd say. So overall, I think these decks are pretty cool. I think Tosh's deck is a little more innovative, where Ziggy's is a bit more standard. And Tosh not running chameleons, nor snakes. So I'm a little bit worried for Tosh if Ziggy gets out, like, you know, 4 cams or something. Like, what does Tosh have that'll deal with that? Maybe the Falcons. But it's a lot of speculation. I like this map better for Tosh. He's got this double high ground base up here. He's even got a couple cabins that are, like, providing defense for him outside. So Ziggy's gonna have to go up this high ground to attack. Tosh has a nice 3 bases here. Meanwhile, Ziggy's got a reasonable natural expansion, and he's got another base off to the side, but it's a bit more spread out and awkward. So Tosh with a quick mill here. And what does Ziggy pull out is the question. You know, this is a little bit stressful to be a detective, you know, with your 1 life. You know, I mean, it's going to get more and more stressful for Tosh as he goes on, but right now, you know, Tosh has got 3 lives, you know? He can lose this game, and it's fine. Oh, man, Tosh. Putting up that little bit of wire right before Ziggy's lizards get there to sneak on through. Good foresight there from Tosh to anticipate that kind of thing. Really love to see wire used like that, just a couple pieces in critical spots. And big money coming out from Tosh here. Open up with several farms. Ooh, and this is a little bit greedy, even getting into that tier 2. You know, something like this has potential to maybe get overrun by straight tier 1 of your opponent, but Tosh did see the mill before that, maybe even saw the tier 2 of his opponent, so good build and response, you know. And now Tosh is definitely happy. He knows Ziggy's trying to eco up a bit. He knows he's trying to tech up, and he's not going to just spam tier 1 and maybe take him over. What's up, Protocamp? Good to see you, buddy. We need to get you casting again, man. Proto was one of the better casters back in the day. Alright, Ziggy's just clearing out some of these campfires. And, in a little bit of a gentleman's agreement here, macro game. Oh, as I say that, Ziggy tries to push in. This might actually work. You know, Tosh has been pretty greedy with his build so far. Maybe he's got enough of an opening, but looks like Tosh is gonna defend. Both players trading a lot of stuff, though. Yeah, ends up being fairly even. But Tosh does have the better economy. Pretty even on tech, I suppose. But yeah, these skunks aren't exactly what Tosh needs, though. You know, not a whole lot of tier 1 to begin with, and tier 1 is lizards. Ooh, bad attack there from Ziggy, though. Tosh really getting the better end on that one. Both players at half saturation on their second bases. And the wolf being placed on both sides. Neither player has scouted their opponent's tier 3 yet. Good scout from Ziggy, gonna get in there and see it. Tosh is poking around too. I think he's going to end up seeing it since it's down in this corner. Yep. So both players know what's up. Both these Warrens actually about the same timing as well. Tosh's will be out slightly earlier, but it won't matter as long as neither player supply blocks. But Ziggy's actually going to block him. Okay, yeah, he sells maybe a tier 1, but he throws out a chameleon. No, Ziggy. Don't want to block that tier 3, brother. All right, Tosh moving in. Good timing here. Yeah, and Ziggy's wolf was blocked. Meanwhile, Tosh is almost out. That is huge. It went from, you know, both players going to have a wolf at the same time, and now Tosh is going to have his, you know, a solid 30 seconds or so before Ziggy's. Tosh coming in to check things out again. He's got his third base rolling. Nicely played so far from Tosh. This is looking more and more like a Tosh victory here. He's got his Wolf. He's got a lot of skunks. You know, he's probably going to move out here shortly. I feel like Ziggy's army is just really far behind at this point. And he's not in position. He really wants to wait for his Wolf. I think he's just going to decide the only chance he's got is a counterattack, which I kind of agree with. But, you know, Tosh is so nice and tight up here with this barbed wire. And he didn't do it fast enough. He couldn't get over there in time. So now Tosh just went in, dealt crippling damage, and then now he's able to come home and defend. And with this double high ground too, man. Really difficult for Ziggy to attack in here. And I think this is where Tosh is going to deliver the killing blow. That's going to be a GG from Ziggy. Nice victory there for Tosh. Oh, he's not tapping. There he goes. All right. So we're going to be going against Mishi next. Oh, and Mishi, very strong player. There's actually a lot of strong players here against Tosh. So, who's gonna win it? Old Detective Mishi reporting for duty. Game number 2. In the bottom right, we've got Mr. Tosh, and over to the left, Dr. Mishi. Boar, Fox. Let's go. You know, I do have to give Tosh a tip of the hat, man. He's another guy who's always playing, obviously. He streams a lot as well. But he's always got really cool decks, you know. He's a strong player. He knows how to play the meta decks, but he really likes to experiment with double tier 3 type stuff, and I gotta love it. Meanwhile, we see Mishi just with a very strong standard tried and true composition. Which, again, I would expect from Mishi, because, you know, Mishi's not grinding hard all the time, you know. So it's like, oh, what? These are the good units right now? Okay, I'll play with those. You really need to play a lot to, like, come up with decks that Tosh has, for example. Like, for me, looking at Tosh's deck, it's like, you know, what is this? But I'm sure he's got reasonings for it. He's tested it. It's not just a pile of units, you know, bring it out against somebody like Mishi. So, this map looks okay. I think it looks better for Mishi. But Tosh really can't complain. He's got a solid 3 bases here. It's really all you need most games. And the big thing here is scouting. You know, both these guys really know how to react to things. So, it's all about knowing what your opponent's up to. Tosh is investing a bit of money here in some wire. He needs to see that Mishi is going for that tier 2. Maybe he can throw down a couple extra farms, get his own tier 2 up in time. Oh, nice little lizard run around here. Mishi is not in position. Not going to be able to sell that lizard, farm off in time. He tried to get home, but I do think Tosh got the kill there. Loses a lizard, but it's a trade I'm sure he's happy to take. Gonna get into his own tier 2 now. Now, Tosh hasn't scouted the tier 2 of Mishi just yet. But I still think I like Tosh's position better. He's got more value. His farms are ahead. Mishi does have the tier 2 advantage. Ooh, getting a little bit of a Warren there. Nicely done. This might trigger a counterattack for Mishi, though. And Tosh really doesn't have a whole lot to deal with this since he decided to go for the skunk. The skunks are not ready yet. Uh-oh, this could be pretty bad for Tosh. He keeps his lizards alive, trying to avoid a direct engagement with the chameleons, instead going for the squirrels as much as he could. Nicely done by Tosh here, defending that. I thought that was going to go a lot worse for him. And good job for Mishi, too, keeping both those chameleons alive. And look at this, Mishi's just going to come home and throw down a whole bunch of farms. How is Tosh going to react after he scouts that? He actually goes to scout the main base. He is going to see it. Great scout from Tosh. He knows everything. And what is he going to do? Is he going to YOLO the bunch of lizards, or is he going to try to get his own economy going? Looks like he's going to go the YOLO route. And Cam's going down. Both Cams went down. One skunk's still alive. The skunk does go down as well. But Tosh has a lot of tier 1 Warrens here. That means he's going to be able to build more units faster than Mishi. Mishi's got a bunch of money, but he doesn't have the Warrens. And these tier 1 Warrens getting eliminated is very bad for him. You know, this is just going to start snowballing for Tosh. He's coming in here. He's getting some damage done. He's got the Falcons on the back end to really deal with that burst and help with the chameleons. Even the skunk showing up, and Tosh might just be breaking through here. Mishi's gonna tap, that's it! Damn! Okay. That means we're heading to Lego Man next. Tosh on a roll here. Still 3 lives remaining. Let's see if Lego Man can put a point on the board for the detectives. Oh wait, this is not Lego Man. This is... Oh wait, I just pressed the wrong game completely. It's down here. It's this one we're looking for. Okay. In the bottom left, we got Big Pimpatosh. Up top, Lego Man. Alright, Tosh bringing out more of a standard setup. Lego Man is kind of standard, but he's really going crazy on the tier 2. You know, most of the time, I feel like 3 tier 2 is, like, a lot. You know, 4 tier 2 is just outright. Did I use that correctly, British people? I learned that from Monty Python. Anyways, nice natural here for Tosh. And nice natural for Lego Man too. But the rest of the map, this is kind of a weird map to be honest. It's like both players have like a third base way over here. So, I guess it's balanced. I guess I like it a little bit better for Lego Man. Because it's going to be hard. It's going to be harder for Tosh to attack Ed. Yeah, it is better for Lego Man, for sure. He can kind of hold this defense up on the double high ground. And plus, he's got his expansion tucked away nice and tight back here, where Tosh's expansion is going to be the front lines of the battle. Tosh playing with a deck that looks more normal this time around. Lego Man getting out a couple mines here. Not a whole lot to say just yet. There's the expansion. 9 lizards coming out for Tosh here. A solid amount, you know. 9 lizards is enough to threaten with flank attacks and try to be sneaky and do run-bys and stuff. I actually like it. I like going up to like 6 or 9 lizards. and then building a bunch of squirrels. That way I can poke and prod and harass with the lizards, you know. And worst case, if like I lose them or something like that, it's not the end of the world, because it's not like all my tier 1, you know. I still have my squirrels at home. Both players getting into their second bases and their tier 2. This game's just kind of evolving up at the moment. And here are these 9 lizards that run about. Try to find something. Just kind of keep your opponents on their toes. Ooh, I think he knows about those mines. Oh, he doesn't, but they didn't do a whole lot anyways. You know, nowadays mines are really good like in the middle of engagements, but they're not just gonna like delete your units like they used to, you know? Like a couple patches ago, all those lizards would be dead. Oh, is the snake gonna go down? Oh, I think Tosh lost his commander. Oof, big victory there for Lego Man, keeping that snake alive at 1 HP. Knocking out the skunk as well. It died of poison. And that was a nice lizard hit. Or mine hit, rather. Lego Man coming in for some aggression here. Ooh, starting to commit pretty hard. He's gonna lose his tier 2, but he's gonna deny this second base. I don't know if it was worth it though. This counterattack from Tosh is gonna be substantial, I'd imagine, if he just throws down a bunch of tier 1 here. That's exactly what he's doing. But if Lego Man can hold off, it puts him in a great spot. That was a lot of tier 2 to do that, but he's really denying the economy of Tosh here. You know, if Lego can just hold this attack and let his economy flourish with the second base going, he's going to be in good shape. That 5-minute mark is approaching steadily. Tosh not rebuilding the gristmill yet. Maybe coming home to do that. Or he might just be all in. Oh, he's going to go get a hidden base. Pretty smart. It's going to be a lot safer as long as Lego Man doesn't scout it, and it's going to give Lego Man incorrect information. He's just going to think, okay, you know, he's all in. He doesn't have any more economy. Oh, Lego Man taking that tank bill. Lego Man feels like he can deliver a killing blow. You know, Cam Snake is very strong. Tosh doesn't have much of his own tier 2. He's only got a single snake on the board. Here comes a big attack. The snake's a little bit too far forward. Lots of lizards here, getting some work done. And the Cams fall. And Tosh is actually kind of holding this off. Yeah, that again, we saw this against Mishi too. Like, I feel like a lot of players, including myself, just can really underestimate, you know, having a lot of tier 1 warrants. Like, it only takes them 10 seconds to rebuild, so you can reinforce very, very fast. Lego really wants that last snake. Is he gonna get it? Oh, he's chasing so hard. Chasing waterfalls. He does get it though, but he's gonna lose his own snake. Lost a chameleon too. Oh, but he's just gonna try to get the kill. Tosh is starving now, man. Lego Man really just applying a whole bunch of pressure ever since taking that second base, and it's working out for him. And that is gonna be it. This map is not very big. It's not gonna take long for Lego Man to find Tosh's last bastion. And there we go, man. Some points on the board for the detectives. Well played there by Lego Man. Really smart to keep the pressure on at all costs. You know, after taking that second and just bleeding them dry. So that puts us on game 4 here. Let's take a look. Spawning on the left, we've got the detective, Lego Man. His opponent to the right, the assassin, Big Pimpintosh. Squirrel Toad this time around. Oh, man. Oh, man, Tosh only got lizards, though. This is the risk you take when you only run lizards. If your opponent has toads, you're not going to have a good time. It's definitely a deck composition risk, and you got to take some composition risks when you're trying to fit 2 tier 3 in there for sure. And you know, toads aren't super common. They're not unheard of, you know, like they exist in the meta, but you're not surprised if your opponent doesn't have them. So this could be rough for Tosh. He doesn't have that big tier 1 sink once the toads hit the board. Or he does, and he's just got to really try to run around and deal with them. And again, toads do more single target now and less AoE, but I still think they hard counter the lizards. You know, the toads bashing into the lizards will still get the job done, as always. And a couple sneaky mines down here. Lego Man gonna come in for the scout. Is he gonna see the fast tier 2 opener? He does. This is nice for Lego Man. He can actually, you know, farm up a little bit, get his own tier 2 out, and then throw down a whole bunch of tier 1. And still be good. This map is a bit rough for Tosh too. He's only really got access to this one base here. Especially with Lego Man setting up with this gristmill. It's kind of vicariously giving him a bit of control this way. Oh yeah, I didn't notice this one up top. That's a nice little pocket for Tosh. And there's actually no entry through here. There's only one entry on this map, which is this way. So as Gent kind of points out in the chat, you know, a base racing with these lizards is not really on the menu. Lots of mines here, but Lego Man's able to sneak by most of them. He's going to come in and start the pokes, and Tosh cannot be happy to see toads here. Ooh, gonna get that skunk. Needs to keep his snake alive, but it's gonna die to the skunk gas. But another skunk goes down too. Lego Man loses his commander. Oh no! Losing that toad is no big deal, but he doesn't want to lose this snake. That snake is gonna die. Bam! There goes the mine hit. Nice defense there from Tosh. That just went from bad to worse from Lego Man. Like, Lego Man did good up front. He got a couple of the skunks down, which was really nice. But losing his commander, which led to losing the snake, was pretty rough. So far, we're even in economy. Tosh is a little bit ahead on tier 2, and getting that second farm put down as well. Lots and lots of toads here from Lego Man. Just toads. And really trying to get into the tier 2. I don't mind this because the tier 1 builds so fast, you can kind of just add the squirrels later. As we see here. But he needs to be careful. And plus, I think he's being careful about... Damn, nice engagement there for Lego Man. Just going to clean up shop. Tosh desperately trying to get as many tags with his snakes as possible. Oh, that snake lives? Oh, last tick got it. Tosh with the owl under fire like this. Very bold. I don't know if I can get behind the tier 3 at this point in the game. But if he holds this off, which he looks like he will, but Lego Man doesn't care. He is just getting the snake poison on the building. Oh, these Warrens are in a bad spot, though. This is a nice counterattack potential here for Tosh. 5-minute mark is about to hit, so we need to start being a lot more careful with these tier 2 units. Another skunk going down. Man, is Lego Man the hero? Lego Man's got Tosh's number. I don't know, the owl is coming out, but can Tosh really even afford an owl, is the question. He's gonna have to sell off some tier 2 to make that happen. He just really doesn't have the economy to support that, I don't think. This Warren placement here, a little bit disadvantageous for Lego Man, though. Nice pickup there for Tosh. Yeah, he's gonna have to go home and sell something if he wants this owl. Looks like he sold down on some lizards. The owl is nice, I suppose, to really dissuade Lego Man in building toads, you know. Obviously, you don't want your toads to be going down to mice. So Tosh looks like he's getting away with that tier 3. Lego Man never scouted it either. So yeah, he still doesn't know about the owl. He's gonna find out soon, though. He's gonna learn, as they say. And Tosh, man, he's been getting a lot done with a little here. Oh, that's dirty. Snakes, man. That's gonna kill the mill. Oh no, almost. If Tosh can do that again, though, it is certainly going to go down. And I don't know, well, the skunk gas is definitely helping. But Lego Man's got the more snakes there. Dang, very smart from Tosh, almost worked. And this is coming down to it. Lego Man, with a lot of toads, that could help in this situation if the toads get the mice out of the way to just deal the killing blow. You know, it's not the end of the world. Lots of those toads went down on the lizards, though. Really inefficient for Lego Man. You know, 3 lizards for like 6 toads or something. Follows that owl all the way home and kills it with the snakes. Tosh just gonna sell that off. And this is getting dicey for both sides. Really committing to tier 2 centric forces. Another attack in. I don't know if the toads are really what the doctor ordered here. Maybe not 9, maybe 3 or something. Oh my god. Getting that Warren, I love seeing scrappy games like this. 2 HP on the snake. Lego Man does not have enough to try to come in here. 3 snakes from Tosh. And is this too much damage? Is Tosh actually going to bring this one back? I think so. I don't think Lego Man can re-rally at this point. He doesn't have the money. Neither of his tier 2 Warrens are cooking. He doesn't have any tier 1 Warrens to just get units out. And I think Tosh has got enough momentum here to end this game. That toad, not going to be able to detonate. Lego Man's going to tap. Tosh takes the cake. Is that it for today, or do we have another match? Okay, we got another one here. Bam. Alright, last match of the day, guys. Let's see if Airlu can manage to take a life off of Tosh, who's in the bottom left, and Airlu up in the top right. Alright, Tosh with a more reasonable looking deck this time around. I think last game his deck was pretty reasonable too. I'm gonna rock that Fox. Really interested to see when and where he decides to pull that out. Meanwhile, Airlu with his tried and true Squirrel Mole triple tier 2 mine composition. Did I skip 5? Ziggy, Mishi, Logo Man. Yeah, I did skip 5. I apologize. Sorry, guys. On the left, we've got Heirloom. And on the right, we've got Tosh. Okay. Big open map here. One expansion for both players. Couple on the bottom. How do we get spoiled for the Lego one? Yeah, I made a mistake. Sorry, guys. It happens. These things are numbered and not labeled who's playing. So it's easy to do. All right, 8 farm opening from both sides. Tier 1 Warren's going down. Tosh is going to see the mine. And this map really is pointing this game in the direction of a mid game, for sure. The thing is, what's kind of neat is this little island of eco down here. It's only going to go to 1 player, right? So, you know, both players are going to get 2 bases. They're going to clash heads, and if one can't deliver the killing blow, they can just take this island down here with the map control and get far enough ahead to seal the deal. Heirloom moving out with a few units, but just a poke and prod. Both players going heavy eco off the start. So Heirloom got the scout off. Interesting. So Heirloom's eco was in response for Tosh, but Tosh just straight up opened 3 farms. Which is kind of cool. I think with squirrels on the defense, you can defend for the most part against most things. You know, tier 2 is going to take a long time to get there, so your farms are kind of cooking by that time. And Tosh is going to build straight up to double tier 2 here. Meanwhile, Heirloom getting a few extra farms, just sticking to the 1 cam, getting a couple mines out on the map, a little bit of barbed wire being placed as well. And we just got a nice fat macro game on our hands. Again, this can't go on forever, as both players do not have access to 3 bases. Something's going to give eventually. But we're going to see some big, fat armies get put together. Oh, is Heirloom going to take the Eco Island? He is. Alright, this is a big moment. Tosh cannot just sit around and let that happen. Or he's kind of signing his own death contract here. Oh, I love it though, Tosh! Going for that wolf. It hasn't been scouted by Heirloom yet. Heirloom's gonna come in. Yeah, he doesn't quite get the scout. I think maybe he was worried seeing Tosh's commander down south, perhaps? He hasn't committed to that 3rd base, but he's just kind of putting it out there. Like, hey man, this is my area. I got a couple mines. I got a cabin. And here comes a big push. Again, Heirloom actually did not scout that tier 3, but good game sense anyways to apply some pressure. Tosh is 360 food wrapped up in that tier 3 unit. That is not helping. These moles and cams don't care too much about this barbed wire. Heirloom is going to start pushing through here. A couple Warrens begin to fall. And those tier 1 Warrens are very important for the rally defense of Tosh, but Tosh is going to be able to shove Heirloom back for now. Lost the Falcons there, but kept the Skunk. Wolf is almost here too. Airlu is going to shoot up to some of his own tier 2. Tosh has got the wolf, but he doesn't have a whole lot else with it. And Tosh is going to do a little bit of mind sweeping here with the skunks. Alright, Tosh has kind of got his army comp put together at this point. These extra tier 1 will really help out. But maybe he's not planning on attacking just yet. Looks like he wants to harass a little bit with the Falcons. Let the wolf get to work, boosting up his economy. And Airlu is definitely going to come down here and get in position to defend this area. Tosh is trying to move in and claim it as his own. All right, the big attack is moving out for Tosh. Airlu's got plenty in defense, though. Needs to be careful, though. This wolf is kind of on the front lines, taking some damage from those mines, too. I think Tosh was not anticipating Airlu to be there to dive in. Looked like he just wanted to clean the mines up, and that engagement went very good for Airlu. Both sides trading, but Airlu getting the better end of that. All right, Tosh a little bit blocked, but I think he's got the economy since he doesn't have a whole bunch of tier 1. Yeah, he's perfectly fine. Did not have to go down on his tier 2. This is not good. This is that third base moment I was talking about where, you know, Airlu is just going to win this if Tosh can't get anything done down here. Airlu's going to move in for another attack. This time, Tosh is better positioning on his units. But it just looks like Airlu's maybe got more firepower. Oh no, Tosh is going to be able to clean this up, and he keeps his wolf alive. Nicely done. But now we're getting to the point where the second base is starting to go fallow. Tosh needs to get down here and knock out this third from Airlu. A lot of his units are very low HP. And the skunks are not what can't hurt the gristmill, unfortunately. He needs his falcons to get in there. Oh, but Airlun's gonna squish him in. And with a lot of these units being low, and he doesn't have a whole lot of tier 1 to really support this. Oh, the Falcon's getting a lot done in the air. Tosh selling down. Really trying to favor this tier 2. It makes sense while he has the wolf. And he's finally going to deny this third base. But the wolf might end up going down. He's a little bit unprotected here. Tosh is now starving. Airlu's not too far behind. But Tosh does have that base down there. He can sell off a couple warrens. Tunnel over there and get a farm going. But can he beat the army that Airlu has right here, right now? The wolf does add a lot of damage. Airlu's starving as well. Here comes the big fight. So many cams and falcons here for Airlu. Tosh just doesn't have enough, it looks like. Really close back and forth game. Airlu putting a point on the board there. All right. The last life for Tosh. Is Airlu going to qualify as the KSR Challenge winner? Or will Tosh move on to fight off against Mochaccino on the next episode, or whichever following episode that happens to be on? Let's find out, guys. Last game of the day. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the next episode. I think I know when that is. Next episode is Wednesday with Jet at 11 a.m. EST. Raid number 4 of the Common Folk, plus me versus Tosh. for the Civilized Challenge. So stay tuned for that, guys. Jet, amazing caster. Alright, let's take a look at the last match here. Will Tosh be defeated? Or will he live on to slay more detectives? In the bottom left, we've got Tosh. And in the top right, Airlu. Tosh believing in the Fox in this important match on his last life. Meanwhile, Airlu with his tried and true comp. That's the thing about Airlu, man. Very strong player, but typically keeps to the same deck. And that's not always a bad thing. It's kind of like in a MOBA or something, like League of Legends, you know. Sticking with one champion and getting really, really good with them, rather than like kind of getting okay with a whole bunch of champions. And it has worked before, you know. It gets a little bit of weakness in longer best-of-7 type matches. But it's kind of the holy grail approach, as I like to call it. You know, looking for the best deck possible that is strong against most things and has very few hard counters. The downside of this is it does make you predictable. You know, Tosh knows Airlu is not going to do a boar timing or try to get out a Badger or something like that. However, as we saw with the success of this guy in the past, that doesn't always matter. You know, it was the famous this guy push a couple patches ago, right? The squirrel, mole, skunk, pigeon. It's like, we all knew it was coming. But he'd kill you anyways. And that's kind of how it is with Airlu, man. You know what his comp is going to be, but he plays it so well. And the comp can be a little bit misleading in this game, to be honest. Like, it is important and it does matter, but builds matter so much more. You know, build being the order in which you place things, and your scouting, you know, adjusting your build on the fly based on what you're scouting. That is really the meat and potatoes of Tooth and Tail. You can make most decks work. You can make most units work in this game. It's really just all about the decision making in your build. So while Airlu does run the same deck a lot, you know, where the variance comes in is the build order. Ooh, Tosh selling that tier 2 off, but he did a little prematurely. He did it right in front of Airlu. Oh, Tosh! Okay, I love this, right? He's got the tier 2, he's got a farm building, but Airlu's got to know something's up because he saw the tier 2 being sold. And this is not good for Tosh. Actually, Tosh sold off the Fox again. Alright, he's a little indecisive. He's going to place it somewhere else. But this is a big attack coming in for Airlu. Tosh's lizards, toads, and mines to hold this off. Now, Airlu's deck is a little bit weak to Fox. He's got mines and chameleons, but that's it. The rest of those units can really be kited. Oh my god, this concave versus convex is horrible for Tosh. Airlu finding a phenomenal angle of attack, but Airlu's commander goes down. But Tosh doesn't really have anything here to abuse it. Tosh is going for a tier 3 rush on one base. You know, which is very, you know, I think in general at high level, we kind of consider it a bad idea. But can he pull it off is the question. The Fox is going to be out in 50 seconds. I love this from Tosh. He's just running around with his lizards, just trying to delay this push from Airlu. That worked so well for Tosh. Wow. That was very good. All he had to do was threaten the lizard run by, and Airlu didn't push. And Airlu doesn't know about the Fox just yet. He's going to come in and scout it now, and he's like, ah, this is why Tosh has been playing a little wonky. And the Fox is almost here. Getting hit by a mine. Now, keep in mind, Airlu does have mines. Airlu knows how to use mines very well. He's very well practiced with them. And mines can be a Fox's worst nightmare. But this squirrel mole composition here, this Fox can sit here and just poke it forever. So this is probably going to force a hard engage from Airlu. Or he's either going to try to bait the Fox into running over mines. But Tosh has lizards, which are nice to kind of mind sweep for your fox. So far, a lot of value here. Ooh! 1 HP on the fox, you gotta go home. Let that sucker heal up. Getting that extra healing from the water. Oh, nice cam trap there. Good placement with the chameleons here. But the problem is, Airlu is getting ahead in economy. And Tosh is getting nice fox value. But he's only got 12 lizards besides that. He doesn't have much of a second base. There aren't a lot of different... Fox is a little bit like lizard in a sense where they like a big open map. And this map is kind of straightforward where this fox could possibly go. And Airlu, with some good chameleons here, setting up a lot of mines as well. You know, making it real difficult to get value out of this fox. Ooh, that was a little bad for Tosh, taking a lot of damage on those lizards. The snipes are continuing to come out, though. Oh, the cam trap is gonna kill the fox. And that is really bad for Tosh. Airlu might be just winning this game now. He's got 5 chameleons here. He's got a whole bunch of squirrels. Tosh just doesn't have enough to deal with this. Tosh gonna try to go for the base trade. Losing a lot of lizards, though. It looks like Airlu can just all in from here, but he's taking his time. He's making sure he does this right. If he wins this, he qualifies to the Phase 3 tournament. Or Phase 4. I think this is Phase 3. The semifinals, I should say. And I think that's it. Congratulations to Airlu for winning the KSR challenge. No. Big victory there. So that is it for the KSR challenge, ladies and gentlemen. Airlu is our KSR winner. Some good matches today. I had a lot of fun casting. I hope everybody enjoyed watching. Thanks again for tuning in. And it looks like the next episode is Wednesday over on Jet Eric's channel, 3 p.m. EST. No, I'm sorry, 11 a.m. EST. And that's going to be the 4th raid and me versus Tosh, the Civilized Challenge. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. And stay safe out there, guys. We'll see y'all next time. Take it easy.